Let's check in with the audience here. Oh, you know, some days it just happens. How the heck do I figure out where the is this live now? Let's see.
And if you wanted to put the
Nope.
camera in there, you could just flip it around and
No, that is not.
facing down.
You sound good. Okay, we will figure this out. In the meantime, how's everybody doing today? I just gotta load up the chat. I don't have the iPad with me right now, so I'm having to go on the. Here we go. That's not helpful. You would think YouTube would make this easier to look at this stuff. Okay, how about I try this? I'll go here, my channel, and maybe it will pop up. Ah, here we go. Is this live? Is this live now? Okay. Man, what's up, Ethan and Charles? If you can hear me, say hi back. Let's see how much of a delay we get. Well, I don't know. Okay, Charles, thanks, guys. All right, so there's a little bit of a delay. How's the audio? That's the next thing we gotta figure out.
Okay.
I don't know how to say Jenkson. What's up? TJ Exian. What's up, Jared? Welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Sorry for the confusion. It's audio. What does that be? Okay, not bad. So you can hear. How about the buffering okay? Ah, there we go. All right. I don't know how to say. Stop. Don't want to hear myself. Okay, Jared's got a good question. How durable is the case?
It's very durable. I didn't bring a frame for comparison, but you know the clear acrylic is super durable. I don't know if you can kind of see that, but it's a lot more durable than the thin glass in a frame.
Actually, I have some.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. Let me grab a couple of props.
Yeah, for sure.
Backing on that.
So yeah, basically what we did. It's you know, people think this is like sort of a CD jewel case type of plastic, but it's not. You know, it's a thicker acrylic. It's like sort of they call it a mirror polished acrylic, but it's a lot thicker and it's very durable. And on the back of the actual display panel, we designed these reinforcements so that this thing itself, in and of itself, is durable as well. But you know, I mean, it's kind of a frame for comparison. I mean,
so here's
yeah, I don't want to break this,
Oh,
but yeah. So like, if you see on the frame, and you know, this is you know the sort of the alternative to it, but yeah, on the frame, you know, in essence, it's a thin piece of glass on there.
yeah. These are a pain. You got to take it down.
Yeah.
You got to undo all this.
Yeah.
To then change it out, and then it is like you said. This is glass. Not all of them are glass. And then, but this you can just. It's so much easier, I think.
Yeah. No, you can take it. You don't have to take the backing panel off. You can just sort of it opens from the side. It's really easy to open, and yeah, it shows more. Apples for apples. I mean, you know, like if this was a record cover, we wouldn't be able to see like that it was a record. You know, it looks like sort of a print. You know,
Yeah.
but
that is a print though.
yeah, no, yeah, if it was a record, you know, but yeah, it shows. I mean, this will fit like a double gatefold, a double LP gatefold. It fits mobile fidelities, pressings, the tip-on gatefolds. That was a big issue too because you know with the frames, it creates a lot of pressure and it could damage the cover or I've even tried putting some vinyl in a frame, and it didn't work out well. This has a hanging apparatus so that it just, it's easy. But yeah,
Jared,
it's super durable.
Jared asks, what happens if he was to drop the cover, like this case?
That's a good question. I mean, it would be mounted to the wall, but that's a good question, Jared, because I actually had this thing secured to the wall not properly. I'm not a.
Come back a little bit.
Yeah, no.
I
had this secured to the wall, and like with something sort of flimsy, and the entire thing dropped with a double LP. Yeah, there was just a little bit of like damage around the corners, but nothing. The LP was intact, no glass shattering, nothing like that, and that was the entire thing. So I mean, if you were just to drop this, like say, this thing, it wouldn't shatter or anything like that. But I wouldn't recommend like throwing it around or anything. I mean, but yeah, it is not the same material as the CD jewel case, or it's not that thin plastic. It's a thicker acrylic, and just again to give you guys an idea, when we started this process, like we talked about before the break here. A gentleman by the name of Mike from California Acrylic Design did the first prototype, and he actually makes the casings for some of the museums here in LA that display, art or, just artifacts or what have you. So the material that this is made of is of a similar quality acrylic or what have you, but this is made of a similar material, so it's not sort of a cheap plastic or anything like that. We I didn't we didn't want to make anything sort of cut any corners or anything like that in terms of quality. So yeah.
And then Ethan says it sounds pretty durable. Charles says congrats on the Kickstarter.
Thank you, Charles.
Yeah. And then do you listen to Childish Gambino?
Yeah, I did.
Have you heard the new song?
Yeah, I did. I saw the video that came out. What was it? Maybe last night or something like that.
I haven't heard it yet. Is it good?
Dude, the video is, it's really well done. And
I'm gonna come right back. Let's keep talking about the.
Yeah, no. Thank you guys. Is there a weight limit for what? Question. I think it depends on the way it's mounted. Again, it mounts in essence 3 different ways. In the back of this mounting panel. So for those that are a little bit more handy, they can. Let's see. I don't normally handle vinyl that way. It's just it's a prop. But yeah. So. There's a mounting panel back here, so you can mount it with screws through the front, and that would just depend on, I guess, the sort of anchors that you have. But I don't think it would be strong enough to like sort of hang off of or anything like that. But if you mounted it that way, I'm sure it can hold quite a bit. I myself have put a double LP, basically a triple in there. And it handled it just fine without the screws. At home, we're gonna get like included in the Kickstarter or what have you in the package. We have we have some mounting squares that are a little bit more of these sort of permanent mounting squares. They just to kind of give you guys an idea, it's the same mounting squares they use to put like placards up on the wall and stuff like that. And then we're gonna have an option of these damage-free command strips. We're looking for a supplier of these because they're really expensive if you buy them at the store, but they're basically sort of like a plastic kind of Velcro. And when I had them at home, again, I mount them this way, and then I put a triple LP in there, and there was no problem in terms of weight. Didn't come off the wall or anything like that. But included in the package, we will have some basic mounting instructions. By no means am I expert in mounting or anything like that, but it should be able. I mean, a triple LP or something like that should be no problem. So yeah.
Okay, so here's some good questions. MTB asks, is there going to be a case for 7-inch vinyl? And we were just talking about that. There is one in the works.
Yeah, we're working on that. We didn't want to do like both at the same time. Like our friends over at Flippin have an option. Shout out to Flippin, they're awesome. But yeah, no, we are in development of the 7-inch version. The spindle adapter on that, it's going to be a little bit different because we wanted it to be able to have the option of displaying a 7-inch with sort of the regular record, like the sort of tiny spindle opening, and then the standard, without having to put an adapter in there. So, so we are working on that. That probably will be out. I don't think it'll be out this year, but we will probably have something lined up for the earlier part of next year. Yeah, it takes a while to test and get it developed.
Jared wants to know. Thanks for all the questions, Jared. Are there any plans for a case to show a double LP? So like a rectangle or one that shows multiple picture discs?
Yeah, we're working on it. That's something a lot of people have asked Jared, and we're at the moment we're pushing the manufacturing capabilities to make a clear part this big. Like we talked about. There was the manufacturer, like we got turned down by dozens of manufacturers that just said it was impossible. We were told it was quote unquote impossible to make something like this.
Like as one piece, basically?
As one piece, yeah. Okay. They said they can manufacture something flat, but not something that with the where you can see the side of the record. So I'm gonna work with our manufacturer now, Mike Jedlick of Jedlick Molding or what have you, but he's. I'm going to talk with him about that and see if we can sort of make something that'll fit a double LP, or like some people want they have a cool gatefold that opens up and shows a giant whatever image.
Yeah.
So we are planning to do something like that if it is possible for us to make something like that. So. But the 7-inch one will definitely come first before that. So, but yeah, I mean, if it's possible for us to do it, we definitely want to do that. So
that'd be great. Oh, this is not the one I wanted. Scott Gallagher says, "What's up, Adam? Congrats on the Kickstarter."
Thank you, Scott.
Can't wait to get these. That's a friend of yours? Or?
Yeah, Scott's awesome.
Cool.
Love you, Scott.
And then I'm trying to put on a new record here, and I got the records out of order. Velcro's underrated, says Charles.
They're command strips, so it's not it looks like Velcro, but it's a command strip. So I mean, it's in essence like a plastic sort of Velcro that only 3M makes. They work really well. They don't create any sort of damage on the wall or anything like that. It's easy to remove, but it's not the fuzzy sort of Velcro that I think of.
Right, yeah. Hi, Ethan. He asked, do you have any recommendations for record protection? I mean, yeah. Can you elaborate more on that? Like, are you talking about the actual vinyl inner sleeves, outer sleeves? Do you like Ween?
Yeah, I do. I do like Ween. If you're talking about sort of the outer sleeves, like the poly bags, I like the thin ones. That are from. I think they used to have a Japanese version, but there's a gentleman on eBay called Sleevey Wonder that has these sort of they close on top, and I like those because they're sort of like a crystal clear. They're thin.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but then they sort of keep the dust out, and they don't get the regular poly bags over time. Just sliding them in and out of the shelf, they start to get that scratchy kind of look on the front of it. So
yeah, I mean any sort of outer sleeve is going to be best. Like I prefer 6 mil bags like this, and then I keep the record on the outside. Just pull that up. It's kind of annoying if you want to look at the back, and you're not playing the record. But I just like that. I will say that with the flap ones, you want to make sure that the adhesive is on the back and not on the flap itself, because that can get stuck when you're pulling the cover off or cover out of it. There was a good question. MTB asks, will these be available in the UK?
Yeah, actually, we are shipping to the UK through Kickstarter. We can ship. It's not us shipping them. We have an order fulfillment center
Great.
that we sort of partnered up with, but they ship all around the world. We do have a shipping option for the UK, and then we ship a lot of folks in Germany, just different places around the world, Sweden, Norway. We're shipping to various locations. But if you guys are somewhere where it's not listed on the shipping list there, just write us in and let us know where you're located, and we'll take care of all that for you. We'll figure out exactly what it would cost to ship out there, and then set it up for you. So
Do you are you into butthole surfers?
Yeah, well, I do. Yeah, I'm not the hugest fan, but yeah, no, I mean, growing up, I am familiar with them, so yeah.
Okay. I can't say I'm into them. I remember when they came out, but I thought their name was funny.
They definitely have one of the greatest names of a band ever.
I will definitely take a look at the White Album that's being Giles Martin remixes. Yeah, definitely. I'll check that out. Do you have a favorite Clash song or several? Or do you like the Clash?
Yeah, no, I like the Clash. I like London Calling, that record.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like Sandinista?
Yeah, no, I did.
Okay.
I like the evolution of the Clash, and I think they're one of the most influential bands of all time. I think a lot of people, I was reading this interview with a producer by the name of Diplo, and he said that's one of his all-time favorite influences.
Really?
And actually, I think he sampled the Clash for, what was it? I think it was for the MIA song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the Paper Plane song, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah,
I didn't realize that was Diplo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna do more Pink Floyd. Do you have a favorite Bob Dylan album?
Let's see.
I don't know if I do.
I like a lot of his work, but my all-time favorite Bob Dylan song is on the Big Lebowski soundtrack, "The Man in Me."
Okay, I don't know by the title.
Yeah.
I'm sure I know the song. I just can't think of it.
It's incredible. Yeah. I mean, that's my all-time favorite Dylan song by far. I mean, I love his earlier work. I grew up listening to him, but yeah, no, I like that song in particular.
Have you heard there's a triple disc EDM remix of Sgt. Pepper's? Are you serious, Charles? I've never heard of this.
I haven't heard that.
I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid. I don't know if I want to hear that. Shy Guy. Yeah, I will probably check out more Beck stuff. I mean, I should probably do a proper review of Odelay and check out, what is it? Morning Phase? What is that? Morning something or other? There's one everyone keeps telling me to check out. I can't remember.
With the pink cover?
I guess.
Yeah. Oh, no, his newest record. They're talking about his newest one.
No, I don't like that record.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, some of it was okay. It was okay, I just didn't really like it that much.
I see.
I guess.
An interesting tip about Beck, or a little tidbit about Beck, is that he started off playing at a place here in Highland Park called Mr. T's.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember. And he played there. Yeah, he played there quite a bit, and that's where he sort of I guess had developed a lot of his sound. Yeah. And Arlo, the sound guy, I haven't seen Arlo in many years, but very, very.
Oh, that's
guy.
cool.
Yeah.
That was a cool venue. I don't understand what they did with it now. Like, it's cool they brought back the bowling alley.
Right.
But it does not look the same. Like, it's confusing. Have you, let's see, are you a fan of Oasis? I like Oasis.
I love Oasis, yeah, personally. Yeah.
That's Henry Williams Productions. That's his or hers favorite band. I'm assuming it's a girl.
Yeah.
I mean, man.
Heathen Chemistry. I love that record in particular. Yeah.
Do you play an instrument? You guys know I play a little guitar.
I play a little guitar and little drums and just some stuff. But yeah, my uncle is an amazing. He played in like an acid jazz band for many years. He's an amazing, phenomenal musician.
Really?
My grandfather played the horn. My grandfather that pressed
Yeah.
records. He played the trumpet. I play a little guitar and a little drums.
Nice.
Yeah, jam here and there.
What? I don't know if there is a best way to stop vinyl from warping. Keep it in a cool, dry place, out of direct sunlight, in an area that stays relatively the same temperature throughout the year.
Yeah, and keep it in a dry area
Yeah.
because a lot of people.
Well, even humidity. Try to keep away from humidity.
Yeah.
too.
Some folks have like put their records up in an attic and had a little leak and they find mold and all this on the record and definitely keep it dry.
What's the worst Beatles album? This is how you start fights. Magic 743. That's how you do it.
Those are fighting words.
Marjack. So I don't know how to say some of your names sometimes. Well, while you're thinking of that, the best Queen album. Do you have I don't know. I don't even know their discography well enough to say that.
Yeah, I can't say. I mean, I can't say that. Yeah, no. I mean, I love Queen, but yeah, no, I don't. I don't. I'm not. I couldn't say definitively their best.
Ooh, here's a good one. What's better, G-string or thongs? That's I'll let you answer that.
I guess just depends on the context.
Do women even, or men, I mean, I guess it's mostly women, but G-strings are like the one you can adjust, right? I don't know what the difference is. I'm confused.
I think it's depends on the width of the actual
Is that what it is?
retaining band or
Okay. I don't know what the difference. I always thought they were the same thing, just different words. Do you think that Noel Gallagher has become a little arrogant recently?
He's been a pretty I love Noel. I think he's amazing, but he is a little I mean
No, keep going.
Yeah, no. It's just I think it's part of his sort of persona, to be a little bit to have a little what do you want to call that? Little ego, little arrogance, little cockiness.
I mean, I guess he's earned it. Whatever.
Yeah.
But getting back to the worst Beatles album, Yellow Submarine?
It could.
Really?
I think so. Well, I don't know.
I mean, they kind of just half-assed that, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were putting out their volume of, they put out so many records in such a short period of time.
Oh, Liam's the arrogant one? Oh, I don't know. I can't keep those guys straight.
No, Liam's the same. They're both sort
Equally?
of. Yeah.
In your opinion?
No, Liam's definitely a little bit more brash. He's a little bit more. Yeah, but no, I don't. I've never met the guys. So I can't. I've never spent any time with them. But yeah, from his sort of interviews and stuff like that, they're both a little bit. A little cocky.
MTB says that the best Queen album is Queen 2.
Okay.
I think that's pretty good. Ugg says Noel is so much more chill and more talented. Okay, well.
He wrote the songs, Well, most of them.
You're a beer drinker, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost.
See, that guy with the spoons, 420, asks about your favorite cocktail or drink.
Okay, it'd be this one right here.
Oh, you're.
I'm not a huge cocktail drinker, but
what kind of beer do you
this
like?
is delicious. I like just all variety. I mean, all variety of
Okay.
I'm not like a super big drink. I'm not like an everyday drinker or anything like that, but I do love beer.
Cool.
So yeah.
You've been to Frogtown? Brewery?
No, I haven't. Okay. Well, I thought you meant the area, but yeah, I've been to Frogtown, but not the brewery.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I hear good things.
Eagle Rock Brewery is local, and they have some amazing stuff. Yeah.
Oh, here's a good one. Jared asks. You're welcome. Jared asks, "What's your most valuable album in your collection?" If you think of it in that terms.
I don't know. That's a good one. I have a lot of records that in terms of monetary value probably aren't worth very much, but
Okay.
a lot of the early 7 inches I started collecting that or like these from these obscure sort of punk bands.
Yeah.
To me, those are the most valuable, just because the pressings were so small. You know, I mean, some of them they pressed 500, some of them they pressed 200. You know, and those ones I couldn't ever part ways with, just because I just wouldn't. You know, like there's no way you can get the stuff again. They don't even have some of the stuff doesn't even have a Discogs listing. You know,
it's like that.
It's like, yeah, exactly. So it's that.
It's time consuming.
Yeah, for sure.
What genre do you think makes the best music at the moment?
I think there's a lot of great music coming out at the moment. You know, personally.
I think hip hop, rap, hip hop.
They're making a lot of good hip hop records.
I think that's where the envelope's being pushed the most.
Yeah, but like, say for example, I like the band the Fleet Foxes. You know, they put out a great record. Their new record was incredible. I mean, it took a little bit getting used to. I mean, I know it sort of got mixed reviews, but I had the chance to sing them a couple times on this last tour. One of which was in this like random place in Las Vegas, of all places, and they were like. The room was like half empty, and the live performance of some of those songs I felt was just something just incredible. LCD Sound System put out a good record.
Yeah, no, I love American Dream. That was great.
Yeah.
And you saw them last night.
Yeah, I saw them last night at the AA. This is an amazing show.
MTB asks, what's the album you have the most duplicates of? I personally have the most duplicates of Sgt. Pepper's. I think I have 8 copies right now. Maybe. I forget. How about you? Do you have multiple copies?
Let's see.
It's okay if you don't.
I have to think about it. Yeah, I have several copies of Kendrick's record, Damn, for whatever reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do.
That was a great album.
I have, I don't know, I haven't gone through and counted them, you know, but yeah.
Ethan says he also loves that Fleet Fox album. And Ugg says, that's so cool. I love limited edition stuff like that. Referring to your 7 inches.
Yeah, that stuff is...
Charles, that's a funny ass question. Sorry. What's your second favorite grunge band? Second favorite. So I'm assuming he has a first, which I don't know. Is
Nirvana for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Nirvana.
But what's your second? Is Temple of the Dog considered grunge?
Yeah, definitely.
I like them. What's their face? Is STP considered grunge these days?
Sort of. Yeah, well, they came out during that era for sure.
Yeah. What about
They're not
Soundgarden?
from Seattle. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Soundgarden was incredible. I mean...
Oh, someone asked what was...
I liked Alice in Chains a lot.
Yeah. Also. Someone just asked... Sorry. I don't remember who asked this, but someone asked, what was the last movie you saw?
The last movie
I watched Drop Zone with Wesley Snipes last night.
Okay.
And there's like this really cool montage of them training to be skydivers, and they play some Toad in the Wet Sprocket. And I was like, oh, I remember that song. It was so good. But that was like 95. Great film to watch with Wesley Snipes and Gary Busey before that's when he was still coherent. Anyway.
Okay. Most recent movie, I have a 6-year-old, so it's probably a kid movie.
Oh,
you know,
no.
Yeah, with my little girl, so yeah.
Oh, here we go. Jared asked, what are you listening to that your friends haven't heard of?
That my friends haven't heard of?
Yeah. I listen to a lot of random Exotica stuff, and like, God, I picked up some other... Most of my friends, I realize, aren't as like hip as all my viewers.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are super in tune. Most of my friends, except for one, that don't even know like half the bands I'm talking about on this show. They're like, what? Huh?
I like a band called the Dodos that not many...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're not super obscure, but...
I've worked on one of their music videos.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Wait. Okay. MTB asks, what's your favorite Sgt. Pepper cover parody? I don't know if... Oh, you mean like the cover of the record parody. I don't know of many. I know more of like Abbey Road and Whipped Cream and Other Delights, Herb Alpert. I don't remember. I can't think of offhand. I know there's probably a lot of bands who've made fun of Sgt. Pepper's cover.
Yeah. There's, or paid homage or what have you. I'm not familiar with a lot of them, but there is a good. I've seen a bunch, but it doesn't come to mind. There is an amazing Sgt. Pepper's poster that came out a couple years ago, where these graphic designers, they did a Kickstarter. It goes into the history of Sgt. Pepper's, and it's laid out incredible. They originally had it on Kickstarter, but I think they might have it on Amazon or somewhere like that now.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I wish I could remember their names, but yeah, they made something incredible for those of you that like Sgt. Pepper's.
Charles, I don't know how to answer this. What's the most disgusting music you are listening to at the moment? I don't know, man. I mean, Cardi B got kind of... She's a little dirty for my taste. Can I do a Queen review? Sure. Absolutely, Blakey. Do you guys have any guilty pleasure bands or albums? Asks Ugg.
Yes, my daughter likes Kids Bop, which is like they do covers, and I hear it so much that because we sort of split the car time between bands that I've that I like and her Kids Bop. But some of those songs, they start to grow on you a little bit. You hear them out there in the world, and you're like, oh, I know, little.
Yeah, for me, guilty pleasure, it's Blink 182, New Kids on the Block, a little bit of NSYNC, Backstreet Boys.
Okay.
Yeah, like those are just like, It's funny how like stuff you hated when you're like a kid and a teenager, and now it's like, man, that was really good pop music. Like it's like at least they weren't auto-tuned like crazy. I don't know. I'm weird that way.
Any Milli Vanilli or?
I love Milli Vanilli. I own their album. I grew up with that.
Yeah.
And the Rain Coming Down song.
Yeah, and the Dreads and.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Do you have a current favorite artist or band?
Oh, that's really tough to say. I love so many bands personally. I mean, there's a lot of good music coming out now.
Yeah, I mean, my problem is like, are you skipping? I can't believe this. This is a brand new record, and you're skipping. That's annoying. All right, we're good now.
Yeah. Something depressing.
My problem is I listen to a lot of other stuff that I don't get a lot of time to listen to. Like I'm doing research, or I'm like trying to figure out the next record to give away, and it's just like a lot of times I don't get to really kind of just listen for pleasure. That sounds dirty. But I just listened to the new Jack White, and I was first angry. I was angry because I didn't want to like it, because I don't like Jack White. I don't like the White Stripes. But then it was like he hooked into me. He got into me with his energy and his like enthusiasm on that record. I don't know if you've heard it yet.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I haven't had a chance to listen to it.
And it won me over.
Really?
I was like, you stupid Jack White.
Do you like the Black Keys?
Not enough to like dive in. I mean, like I hear it all the time on commercials and radio. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like that way with what was that other band? The drummer singer. They had like
Death from Above?
No. Like way more
They're
radio
incredible.
friendly.
Okay.
Not the Von Blondies, but they're like a band. Like doesn't matter. We'll get back to the questions here.
Okay.
Eric's getting a little tipsy here. MTB says, I've got to go now. Can't wait to get those cases and display my Pink Floyd albums.
Thank you guys.
Good luck with the project. Bye.
There's a link in, I guess.
Yeah, the card. If you guys hit the
or go to artofrecords.com and there's a link there.
Yeah,
one of the two.
I put a card for both.
Awesome.
So you guys.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Do you have a favorite concept album?
Concept album. Let's see. I don't know. Do you?
I don't know. I get confused by the term concept album because like some albums to me really feel like into
like
a
Ziggy
lot of
Stardust, or you know, something.
yeah, a lot of people consider Sgt. Pepper's to be a concept album, and I don't agree with that. I mean, I think there's elements to it, but it doesn't really. It feels a little little up and down. But like, I don't know. This to me feels like a concept record. I don't know what the heck it is. You know, this Childish Gambino, right? That feels like a concept record. So yeah, I don't think in terms of like concept. I guess maybe, you know, I take that. I mean, ELO's Time to me is a very clear concept record that really makes sense. It tells a story. The Who's Tommy, that's what they call it, a rock opera, but I would call that a concept album.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe my definition's wrong, but I would say for right now, ELO's Time. I like that a lot. But then I feel like most ELO records are kind of concept-y.
Yeah, I feel like there's certain artists that are, everything they do is sort of conceptual, you know, they're...
Oh, Ethan, are you asking me or are you asking Adam? Have you heard of Tame Impala?
I love Tame Impala.
Okay, yeah.
They are incredible, and I can't wait for their new record. They put out that teaser, that reissue of their last record. This was maybe a few months ago, which I hear is great. I didn't pick up a copy. But yeah, I
Currents?
cannot... Yeah, Currents, they put out a reissue. It's like a 4 LP, colored vinyl.
Oh, I didn't know
believe, I
about
think
that.
it's 4 LP. But yeah, it's. I remember when they posted it, but I cannot wait to see what they do next. You know, they have an amazing discography. They're incredible.
I will say that like their second album is my least favorite.
Right.
I feel like it had some growing pains. I feel like their first record is solid.
Yeah.
Their third record's solid. But that second one there's some good songs on there.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, I'm nitpicking. I'm nitpicking.
yeah.
I still enjoy it.
Yeah, you know what I think? It's like, I think he went off into a cave and just sort of just went out there on that second one, you know, and just sort of recorded what came of it, you know, and that sort of helped to evolve into the third one. But yeah.
Yeah, so Marjack743 says, for as great as Tommy was, Who's Next is still the best album by The Who. And I really like Who's Next. Tales from the Topographic Oceans by Yes is the most concept album ever, says Charles.
Okay.
I have to look at that cover. I don't know it by name. Did you finish No Nut November? That guy with the spoons asks.
Okay. No.
You don't have to answer that.
Okay. I was like, is that a record or is that a... Okay, got it.
It's a Reddit, you know.
I see.
Yeah. So Skinny Shaft, it's a funny follow-up name, says they have an original promo poster for Saint Anger by Metallica with all 4 original cover arts. Oh, I didn't know I'm not familiar with what that is exactly.
Really? Yeah, it's I love old Metallica, and you know, but yeah, I'm not familiar with that either. I mean,
I'm sure it's
I know the
cool.
record, but I know, you know, I didn't. Yeah, I don't know if they still have Passa doing their artwork, but yeah, he did a lot of Metallica stuff way back when, and you know, a lot of the iconic sort of Metallica skull drawings and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah.
My lifestyle. What does that mean, Charles? My lifestyle determines my death style. All right, Charles. Not sure where you're going with that. My lifeboat. Maybe these are lyrics. My lifeboat determines my death boat. I don't know where. Oh, some of this chat cracks me up. What albums? Jared asks, what albums do you have to sing along to? Weezer's Blue Album for me.
Yeah, that's definitely one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the Blue Album, and I also love Pinkerton. I love Pinkerton.
Yeah.
Pinkerton is like, to me, it's like they're in utero, you know?
Sure.
Yeah. And I mean, those two records, the Matt Sharp era of Weezer to me is like incredible.
He's the guy that left and went to the Rentals?
Yeah, I did the Rentals, and he's done a lot. Like, he did a couple solo records, you know, but together it's like, the sum is greater than
Yeah.
the parts, But yeah, no, they are those first two records are really good, and those are both for me sing-alongs as well.
All right, I gotta switch out the record here. How you holding up?
Good.
Excellent. So much ephemera. I just learned how to say that word. Do you guys know that word, ephemera? I just learned it. It means like all the paper collectible stuff.
Okay.
That's what that means. Like this. You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
No.
I just didn't know what that was before, and it's like spelled so weird, and I read it, I just don't know how to say it, and then I finally learned how to say it.
It sounds like a medication you'd see like on a commercial or something, right?
Side effects may include headaches, nosebleeds, anal bleeding. Are there any genres you just can't listen to?
Let's see. I just can't listen to.
I mean, I would say like for me, modern country, like current top 40 country isn't really annoying to me.
Yeah, I used to think that, right? But I have a buddy that my buddy Roger that is into that. And like we drove down to San Diego, and he's just playing it the entire, because he knows I don't like it, so he's just playing it the entire time. Yeah, and I gotta say, by the time we got down there, I was like, I can kind of, the lyrics, some of the lyrics were okay. I haven't listened to it since or anything like that, but it sort of changed slightly my perspective on modern country.
I will say that like on a road trip, I enjoy country.
Like old country.
Well, just country in general. I'll put on a country station because oftentimes that's all you get.
Yeah,
Either
right.
that like Spanish-speaking music, or you get country, and it's like, all right, I guess I'll put on that.
Gotcha.
What are you talking about, Skinny Shaft? $1,000 Guns N' Roses box set. That sounds too expensive.
Wow.
Do you like the Carpenters?
Yeah, I like some of their stuff. I'm not the biggest Carpenters fan, but yeah, I am familiar with some of their jams.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate what it was and the talent involved. The music, I just want to shoot myself.
I like their logo. Like I like
With the bird or something?
No, like the writing, the word mark.
I have to look at it again.
Yeah. It's very well done.
Okay, Ethan says you should check out the new Judas Priest album. It was surprisingly good, and I'm not even a fan of them.
Really?
Cool. All right.
Check that
With
out.
the embossed velvet and wood cabinet to hold the records and all this stuff, like the vintage 1985. Oh, okay.
Awesome.
So Skinny, that's in reference to the $1,000 box set.
Oh, okay, I see. So it's their entire discography with.
I guess, yeah. So it's a wood and velvet box to hold.
Okay.
I mean, I guess if you're a fan, that's $1,000 isn't so bad.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Buckethead, by the way? Does anyone know? Is he playing? I don't know.
Oh, here you go. Scott asks, getting back to the subject here, any thoughts on colored backgrounds inserts for displaying LPs in the CLRCASE?
Well, what we're gonna do, Scott, is that Scott Gallagher?
Yeah, that's Scott Gallagher.
Awesome, Scott. Yeah, no. In the future, I mean, we're working on this now, and I haven't really talked about this yet, but eventually, what we're working on doing is we're gonna come out with the ones in black and white first, but eventually, what we want to do is we want to do some limited edition. Colored and like sort of collaborative CLRCASE backings, so I mean,
so like a wood grain.
Yeah, like a wood grain. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and like just collaborative ones that limited run ones that people can collect or what have you, and like I would love to do something where, say, with a label or an artist that's putting out their record, where it's sort of the two sort of intertwine, so if they do a certain colored splatter vinyl, that they may want to do a limited edition CLRCASE and do like sort of a limited box set or something, where it includes everything, and then so they can they can
so yeah like you could do like a whole packaging design, like this be the album in lieu of like a box, in lieu of a box like this. You could have a box like that, and maybe like some translucent printing like an insert on the front, like so lettering would go across here. Like there was a Talking Heads LP that came out, I think Remain in the Light, one of those. There was like 10,000 copies pressed on special clear vinyl, and it came in this clear case. But something like that, and you could have lettering, and then maybe it's multiple layers, like animation cells or something. That'd be kind of cool.
Just make it, just do some fun stuff with it, and I mean, the black and white will always be available.
Yeah.
Those are sort of the staples, but yeah, we want to have fun with it and do some interesting sort of collectible things.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, in the future. So yeah.
Spinning TV is back. What's up, buddy? Sawyer's stereo vinyl. What's your favorite album by Steppenwolf? I like the one with the penis car on it. But no, honestly, I like that one, and I like the one where they're in, I can't remember the names of these albums, but the one where they're in a ruins of, I think, like, not Frank Zappa's house, but someone's house of that nature burned down, and they took a picture in the ashes of that house.
Wow.
It's kind of weird. It's a cutout cover. Oops.
Frank Zappa's house? Or?
I don't think it was Frank Zappa's, but it was like someone they knew kind of near Frank Zappa, because he had like some compound up in the Hollywood Hills.
Right. My dad is a huge Steppenwolf fan. Yeah. But I can't think of a favorite that comes to mind, personally.
Oh, Jared asked, is the cover of the clear case, so this acrylic, is this UV protective?
Well, there's a UV additive in it, so that so it won't turn yellow or anything like that. And from what the manufacturer explained, it provides like a slight UV protection. But he said, I asked him, because one of the first things I asked him was if we could do 100% UV protection.
Right.
And he says it would be difficult without either doing, to maintain the level of clarity while having 100% UV protection. But that's something that has been, eventually we want to sort of push things to see if we can, explore into different, sort of, I don't know, compounds or what have you, to a combination of compounds to see if we can do 100% UV protection in the future. Something I've wanted to do since the beginning. I know with like archival acrylic, like it's fabricated and it's this sort of proprietary acrylic. I think there is some sort of I don't know if it's 100% UV protection with it, but that's completely archival. It's completely proprietary to them,
right.
And it's extremely expensive. Like, yeah, so it's like, I think it's like, I want to say like 10 times the amount. The price of and they don't sell, you can't mold it into anything. It's just, I believe it's just sheets. But yeah, that's something that, there's a slight UV protection, but, that's something we want to work on, is get it to be 100% eventually, if it's possible. So
Charles asks, like, is there a way to put inserts in the back? So I'm assuming like the inner sleeve, something like this. And the only problem is you have a spindle hole, or you have a spindle essentially, that you'd have to like punch a hole in your sleeve to put it behind a record like this. So I would suggest maybe making like a color copy of the thing you want to do, so you don't ruin an original sleeves, and you could like then cut it out or whatever. Yeah, and what people are, a lot of people are getting multiple clear cases. They're doing like we had a lot of requests to do the 4-pack, which is because they want to do cover vinyl type of thing, sure. or cover vinyl for like a triple LP or something. Yeah. So I mean, that's what some folks are doing. If you want to display, because you can, I mean, if you flip the spindle adapter to go to face down, you can put any combination of sort of artwork or And I think of like, say, Father John Misty, his new, like the Pure Comedy record, right. They have like, there's several different inserts, and I mean, if you have multiple clear cases, you can just lay out every that's cool. Yeah, so yeah. Oh, it was the Canned Heat at your birthday party. Thank you. That's the Steppenwolf album, and it was the Canned Heat studio. Thank you, Sawyer Stereo Vinyl. I really appreciate that. Stump. Charles says we should listen to the band Stump. Okay. Duly noted. Have you heard Blow by Blow by Jeff Beck? I have not. Have you? No. Okay. I haven't heard that. Okay. Have you listened to any other Death Grip albums besides Bottomless Pit? Ethan, I have not yet, because I've been the albums that are available on Spotify, they don't have the one that I wanted to listen to, so I have to like find it another way. I'll probably just buy it or something. But no, I haven't listened. Do you listen to Death Grips?
I've listened to some of their music.
They're 6-year-old approved.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm kidding. No.
Yeah,
don't play it for your kid.
No, I know. They're
Oh my gosh.
super great. I was at Amoeba now tonight. They have a lot of their records there. Well, they did at the time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Amoeba's great for that. Like
Yeah,
if you
they've
need something
got-
specific and you need it now, go to Amoeba.
Yeah.
Otherwise, though, I go into shock.
Amoeba
There's just so much.
Hollywood. Amoeba
Yeah.
Hollywood. Amoeba Berkeley and SF. It's a lighter selection.
Yeah.
Those are both. They're
like the
great for
SF
used.
one.
Yeah, they're great for used records.
Yeah.
There's so many records that come through Amoeba SF. It's incredible. Like.
Oh. Thanks, Skinny Shaft. Skinny Shaft, I forgot about this. He says, Appetite for Destruction, locked and loaded box with original albums, B-sides in a extended play vinyl live, like a Suicide, which is a $400 for an original 86 copy, 7 7-inch singles, and more. So that's what's in the box set. That
For
sounds
$1,000
cool.
bucks, yeah.
I mean, it's a big steep for me, but if I was a fan, because I bought that freaking Weird Al squeeze box, and that was almost $400. So what's another $600 for something that's made out of wood? Have I heard Captain Beefheart Safe as Milk? No, I haven't yet. I just started listening to Trout Mask Replica. I thought I owned it, but I don't. I own another album by them. What's your favorite female vocalist? Do you have one?
Let's see.
Julie London is mine.
Okay, I like Bjork a lot.
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
and I like Karen O. I like Karen O.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, I mean, I saw her last night, and
She's great.
incredible. Her presence. I mean, it's like her vocal. It's the entire performance is just. She's phenomenal. Karen O from the IAS.
Cool.
Shout out to Karen.
Elizabeth Fraser is a British music journalist who Charles follows, and she lives about 5 minutes from Amoeba. Maybe. Oh wait, no, I'm getting that confused. Sorry, Charles, I got your thing confused. I guess there's a British. There's two separate things. I don't know what he's talking about, but there's a. I don't know any British music journalists, but apparently one lives near Amoeba. I do need to listen to Good Kid, Mad City. I keep forgetting to do that. Do I like Floyd? Absolutely, I like Floyd. Do you like Floyd?
Pink Floyd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you have a favorite art rock band? Or bands?
Art. I don't know. What do you like? Art rock? Like.
I don't know. I'm
like
not,
a Pink Floyd or.
I'm really bad with genre names.
Yeah. Radiohead be considered art rock or?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think art rock is more abstract than that.
I see.
I think. Like, I would almost. Like, in some ways, Devo might have started off as an art rock band
yeah.
because they were, like, sort of making a statement and,
Yeah,
like,
they're
the
incredible.
evolution of man.
Yeah.
Oh, Charles, thank you so much. I did not know Elizabeth Fraser was of Cocteau Twins. Gotcha. That's his
Okay.
favorite. That's Charles's favorite female vocalist. Great
Okay.
band, by
And
the way.
she's a journalist as well?
No.
or- Oh, I see.
got
Okay.
that's my fault. I got
Okay.
those two things confused.
Okay, got it.
No, she's just singer of that band.
Devo's incredible. The singer of Devo had an art show one time over at
Mothersburg? Is that his name?
yeah,
Mark Mothersburg?
yeah, Mark Mothersburg over at Ruka, the clothing company Ruka. They had an art show there.
Nice.
Incredible artist. I mean, he's
I've never seen his
no
stuff.
Mark Mothersboro, I believe. But yeah, no, he has a book over at LACMA, the LA County Museum of Art. He had really interesting stuff. I'd recommend checking out his
Cool.
artwork if you're into Devo. I mean,
Do you like Blues Image? I don't know what that is.
yeah, I'm not familiar personally.
Do you listen to Greta Van Fleet? I've listened to them. I don't really actively listen to them. They're like the new Led Zeppelin sounding young band. They're teenagers, but they rip it up.
Okay.
And they sound like Led Zeppelin. Like
Yeah,
people.
I gotta check them out.
Yeah.
They sound like the Zap, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They have a Jimmy Page in the band, or like a Jimmy Page type.
More like not Jimmy. What's his name? Singer Robert Plant.
Plant, yeah.
Yeah, more like Plant
Yeah.
driven. Like you know. Up
Do they
there.
have a Bonham like a?
Man,
Bonham
you're
is
asking them. I don't know,
incredible.
man.
Yeah.
I don't listen to them now. They're teenagers who are doing really good for so young as they are. However, my thing is like, it's great you can do that, but I want to see where they end up because they're kind of riding that a little too much, and for my taste.
Okay, I'll check them out.
Yeah, Charles, thank you. Yeah, I figure she hasn't done any music journalism. What do you order when you go out for Mexican food? Jared asks.
What do I order? I like. It just depends on what I'm feeling. Like I like.
Little tripe, little menudo.
Sometimes, you know. But I like the breakfast chilaquiles. Like I love that. I love huevos.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah.
Those are good.
I get the. I mean, they're dangerous, but you know, I try to, you know, they're dangerously good. But yeah, here in LA, there's a bunch of places.
I like mole, chicken mole.
Yeah.
And it's a good taco, man.
Yeah.
Good tacos are good. Did you celebrate Cinco de Mayo?
Well, we went to the show, but.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot. Oh, okay. Sawyer's Stereo Vinyl. Sure, I will check out your channel.
Is it on YouTube or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you go back to this, you can check it out.
Check it out, Sawyer.
You know, my friend Skinny Shaft, he picked up the Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke marijuana picture disc. He picked up the whole bundle. He said he really liked it though.
That's amazing. My dad had the original with the rolling paper.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, way back in the day. My dad's a huge fan. Rolling paper was missing, so, I mean.
Ex-Military is a free download on the Death Grips website. Thank you, Ethan. I will check that out.
Awesome.
Thank you, Charles. That's what I'm saying. Charles says, I think Greta Van Fleet might need to develop more of their own sound if they want a longer lasting career. Absolutely.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool that they're on the mark now, but I think now they need to diversify.
Yeah.
Move past that, do their own thing.
Yeah, back in the 2000s, there's a place here called Spaceland in Silver Lake right up the street, but there used to be a lot of bands that came through that sort of had this, they either sounded like the Stones or they sounded like sort of Zeppelin-ish or they sounded like Sabbath or they sounded like, and they just really 100% rocked that and they never sort of evolved, you know, and I feel like someone can either take that sort of foundation and just elaborate on it, or they can just kind of have that sort of kitschy type of, I don't know, you know? But,
do you listen to King Gizzard?
Yes. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
They put out so much music that
it was hard to keep up last year.
Yeah. One of my really good friends, Callie Ryan, if you're listening, Callie, shout out to Callie, but he's got the craziest King Gizzard collection I've ever seen. I mean, he has every variant of their records. I mean, he's got 30.
Their fourth one, anyone could press it.
Yeah, he's just it's mind-boggling how many variants they have. You know, and I love what they're doing with that. You know, I love when bands like really embrace vinyl and they care enough to put
absolutely.
Yeah.
I personally, I have listened to more than just Nonagon and Flying Microtonal Banana. I listened to all the records that came out last year. The only thing I haven't done is gone back and listened to their early stuff. But yeah, Danny, totally. I have a couple of I have a couple of the Cocteau Twins albums and EPs. Do you listen to that band at all?
I haven't listened to them much. Yeah, so
kind of shoegazy.
Okay.
Really good stuff. I like that.
Yeah.
Wow. How is Long Beach? Or that was Huntington Beach. Sorry, I get those beaches confused. So last week was the Back to the Beach Fest in Huntington Beach. Do you feel like ska music is making a resurgence? Maybe, but I don't know. I feel like it's kind of been idle. Like people get into it, young people get into it. I feel like as long as they keep music programs in high schools, there'll still be like trumpet players and horn players, but like I worry about that as they keep cutting music out of school programs.
Yeah.
Like where are these bands gonna? Because like it's harder to pick up brass instruments because they're more expensive than guitars. Not that you have to have that to have a ska band, but I don't know. I'm not really privy on the heartbeat of ska right now, but
Yeah, a friend of mine went to that, and I know bands like the Aquabats just did a reissue of their.
oh, did they?
Yeah, I think it was their second record on vinyl.
Oh, that's probably the best one.
Yeah,
think.
the Fury of
I think that's the one that
Travis-
Tom DeLonge.
Travis Barker.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah, he played the drums
I
on
get
that.
those guys confused.
He was an Aquabat at one point.
Yeah.
And I think it's his best body of work in terms of drumming.
Well, it's
Personally,
funny. It's
yeah.
funny. The leader of that band, he said like after he left, like there were some songs that they just couldn't play because he could like play that drum riff.
Okay.
Like,
After Tom left, or
yeah, after
okay.
he left the Aquabats to do Blink 182.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Especially on that record. I mean, it's incredible. Travis is an amazing drummer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
I've never heard of 5-man electrical band. Have you?
5-man electrical band. It doesn't come to mind, but yeah.
Okay.
It's not coming to mind.
Charles mentions there's a band called the Cardiacs, and he would describe them as art rock. And they're one of his favorites. Cool. Have I listened to the Beach House album yet? No, I have it on pre-order.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for it to arrive, and then I'll listen to it.
Yeah, I know they had the listening parties, and people got to check them out there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, they say it's like a reboot. You know, they went back to the drawing board and
Well, I
just
heard a couple of the singles.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's cool. But I mean, like, I feel like their sound has never really strayed that far. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
They're like Interpol in that sense.
Yeah. They're great live. Beach House is incredible live. Yeah.
I saw them
very
actually
mellow.
at Spaceland.
Very mellow.
Or
Yeah.
the Satellite. I guess it was a Satellite then.
Okay.
I saw them there.
Super mellow.
Do I like Joel Walsh? I don't know. Do you?
Not particularly, but I haven't heard a lot of Joe Walsh. So.
Jared says, yeah, Aquabats. 5-man did Sign Everywhere a Sign. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know that song. But I never would have listened to the band though. That's interesting.
When they're talking about ska, are they referring to like the third wave of ska, or?
Well,
Yeah.
Well, that was like the 90s.
Yeah.
Right? No, they're talking about like today.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay.
Because there's still festivals.
Yeah.
I mean, I
see.
guess the Aquabats was part of the third
Right.
wave.
I know there's like a band, the Mad Caddies, that's been playing around.
yeah.
They're sort of a ska kind of,
Yeah.
There's a lot of earlier ska music that's just incredible. Yeah. Like the
no
Maytals
doubt.
or even early, like I love the early, like Bob Marley, like the early Whaler stuff is just fantastic. I mean, it's sort of like a soulful type of ska. I mean, they're just incredible jams, and there's a lot to sort of discover in there, for sure.
Did you listen to the Jimi Hendrix album they put out this year, The Both Sides of the Sky?
Yeah,
Comp?
well, yeah, I don't have it on vinyl, but I did listen to it a little bit.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I think it's like a compilation of different eras of Jimmy, right?
Yeah. Some of it's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I love the Band of Gypsies lineup. I mean, that's my favorite incarnation of Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, I mean, of the band. With Buddy Miles and the drummer, Buddy Miles and he's not coming to mind, but yeah, the
I'm not
Band
gonna.
of,
I don't know.
yeah, that they were incredible. Yeah, so.
Man, Danny, you're asking thoughts on the new Kanye song? I thought it was terrible. I thought it was really stupid. And I'm not talking about the lyrical content. I'm purely talking about as a song. It was really bad and it just felt half-assed.
Okay.
It was like listening to a dumb conversation.
I see.
It's like really there's barely anything going on. I don't know. What did you guys think? Maybe I'm old. I don't know.
I haven't heard it personally, so.
I haven't heard the new Childish Gambino song. You did though.
Yeah, and I liked it. The video came out, I think it was last night or something like that.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, the video is, yeah.
Mitch
really
Mitchell.
Good. Yeah, Mitch Mitchell. Sorry, yeah.
He was in Bandage.
No. That was the original drummer.
That was the Jimi Hendrix Experience.
Yeah,
I don't think he played in Band of Gypsies.
Yeah, no, Band of Gypsy. Well, I think he did for a brief
Danny
period.
agrees with me. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, I know, but it was
It was all black though, wasn't it? All
yeah,
black?
it was Buddy Miles, and it was I don't know. I guess I'm not coming to mind, but yeah.
Yeah, Charles, I agree with you. How much unreleased Hendrix stuff is out there? Yeah, get ready for all the Prince crap they're about to drop on us. I mean, I love Prince.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say Prince crap, but like, nothing compares to you, right?
Right.
That one just dropped.
Yeah.
Like his studio recording, and he's like, nah, shelve it.
Yeah, I heard he has like 400. Is it true he's got like 400 songs or?
He's probably got more than that. Like
Yeah.
Kevin Smith talks about when he shot this documentary for Prince, and then they just shelved it in his vault.
Okay.
So.
He's a genius.
Buddy
yeah.
Cox.
Yeah.
Sawyer stereo vinyl. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah. Thank you. And I guess they were Army buddies originally, right?
That I don't know.
Okay.
Jared asked, how much longer will the CLRCASE be on Kickstarter?
It'll be there until the end of this month, so May 31st.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you got plenty of time, but
Yeah.
if you want to get those early bird deals, now is the time to jump on it because
Yeah.
the price is just going to go up.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, just I would say, I mean, whenever is good for you, but yeah, it's going to be on there, but until the end of the month. And then there's just different packages on there. So if you wanted to get one, if you wanted to get two, some people we had, shout out to DJ City over in Culver City, but they ordered through like 36 of them for their office, their compound.
That's awesome.
Basically. Yeah. Shout out to Brian and DJ City.
Ethan asked what kind of hair gel I use, and I don't use gel. I use American Crew fiber and grooming cream and a little bit of, it's in the orange label. It's all American Crew.
Have you tried Dr. Rubin's pomade?
No.
Okay, a friend of mine, Jason, puts out this pomade, and I guess the formula is originally from like the 40s, I think. I don't want to misstate this, but yeah, Dr. Rubin's pomade is supposed to be incredible.
Okay. Yeah,
my hair is pretty short, so I don't but yeah, he's always looking dapper.
Skinny says, would I want the And Justice for All box set? I haven't seen it personally. But I'll have to look up more what it is. But I mean, I'd like to get more of Metallica in general, not just... Because that's the only Metallica album I own is And Justice for All.
Really?
Yeah. I'm kind of lame. So I think, was it... who asked for stereo? Someone asked for more Steppenwolf. Are you okay if I grab some Steppenwolf?
Sure.
Yeah, Sawyer's because Sawyer, your stereo vinyl, you're so cool, and you helped us out figuring out stuff. I'm gonna go grab some Steppenwolf, but that means I have to leave you for a moment.
Okay.
Do you need any water or anything?
Sure. Yeah, that'd be great.
A refill. Let's put on something in the meantime, because dead air is always awkward.
Yeah, so and I'll check out your YouTube channel and see what you got going on there. I mean,
Let me grab something else real quick. While I go grab that. Here. Oh, this is really good stuff. I'll put on the Loan Sharks. Or sorry.
Eric, do you want me to?
This is the Doppelgangers.
Okay.
There we go.
Did you want me to take a look at the questions or answer
Yeah, go
anything
ahead.
that comes
Yeah,
up?
feel free.
Okay. Let's see.
I'll be right back, everybody.
Yeah, it is announced. Okay. Let's see, we're listening to sounds like the RPMs are off. I don't Huh. Yeah, let me see if I can adjust this. There we go. Yes, that is on the Fluence turntable. Indeed. Is there anything you guys are listening to today that you'd recommend? Voivod. Okay. I'll check him out. Thank you, Charles. Sweet. Peggy Lee. 12 the... Sweet, I'll check those out. How are you guys liking this? The Lone Sharks. Or the Doppelgangers. Lone Sharks. Let's see on Groggy Pack Records. I like their artwork. Let's see what we got in here. Nice. Sweet. Yeah, I'll check out that Death Grip song. Thank you, Ethan. So it's available as a free download on their website. Is that? Hi, Rock Chica. The last album that I purchased was, I just got the new Breeders record. Well, that's the last. I was in Long Beach like a couple days ago. I picked up the Breeders. They had the orange vinyl over at Fingerprints Music, which is an incredible record store if you guys ever have a chance to visit Long Beach, California. And then I picked up a couple of older records. Thanks, Eric.
You're welcome.
From a band called the Hot Snakes. They had some of the earlier Swami. They just put out some reissues over on Sub Pop, but they had some earlier Swami pressings at Third Eye Records in Long Beach. So I picked up those, and that was like a couple days ago. But yeah.
Cool. We got some people. We got Rocket Chica from Texas and Premier from Vegas.
Eric, I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick. I'll be
Yeah,
right back.
let me mute your mic here.
Okay.
So we don't have that problem. You know where you're going?
Yeah, through the.
Yep, through side door. My wife just got home, so. Hang on, let me just let her know that you're coming. I'll be right back if I try to. Okay, we're back. Coming back. So I brought some Steppenwolf. I couldn't find my birthday party one, so I have Born to Be Wild and For Ladies Only, or whatever this one is, the first one. Steppenwolf. Let me know which one you want, and I'll put that on. Thoughts on album series such as Johnny Cash's American Recordings or Bowie's Ziggy era. I love that kind of stuff. I think that's really cool. I love expressions in that sense. Sort of like, yeah, thanks, Charles. Yeah, we can turn it up a little bit. Yeah, so let me know which of the Steppenwolf you guys want. Welcome back. There, we got you going again.
Sweet.
For ladies only. Okay. We'll put that on after this wraps itself up. Look at this, man. That's pretty funny.
I had to make an adjustment on the RPMs, Eric, because it was at 45 still.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I wasn't sure
forgot
of
about
that.
I appreciate that. Look at that penis car. You guys see that?
Wow.
That's down in Hollywood, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got
that's
it.
the Boulevard.
Yeah.
I think that's Man Chinese right there.
Is that? What's this? Oh, okay, I got it.
I mean, it
This
looks
is just
like
the
it.
angle. Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah. I guess they just added a lot of stars to the side of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, they've added on over the years.
Yeah.
Where are we? Have I pre-ordered any albums? Father John Misty's album, and then Beach House's 7. That's all I have pre-ordered right now. Ever heard of Scientist? He's a dub artist from the 80s. Have you heard?
Scientist.
Not by name.
Okay. Huh. A dub artist from the 80s. Is he from Jamaica or is he from the Caribbean?
Maybe.
Or? Huh. I have a friend that's from St. Lucia, and he swears that there's just tons and tons of these like dub and reggae records down there that just never left the Caribbean. You know,
I bet.
He's like, there's just this giant. You know, I've been meaning to go over there with him and see
Start
what.
digging.
Yeah,
I
for
bet.
sure.
Yeah, the thing that kills you though is all the shipping.
Yeah, just planning to put him in my luggage and.
Yeah, that's what Wombleton was doing, but then prices got too expensive to buy them. I don't know if you ever went to Wombleton Records in Highland Park.
Wombleton. No, where are they located?
Well, they were in York,
Okay.
but they closed.
Wombleton.
What did they do with that record? That
I like Gimme Gimme and Permanent and.
sorry. What did I do?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know the one you're
Yeah.
talking about. Yeah.
Oh, Charles saw me in Breaking Wind. Yeah, that was a funny film. Do you know what happened to that Doppelganger's record?
Oh yeah, no, I put it right up here.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, so people could see.
Yeah.
What you're spinning.
Just want to put the record back.
Is that a J Dilla Donuts?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, it's just the art. Someone made some art for it for the Vinyl Me Please release.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vinyl Me Please. Matt at Vinyl Me Please, thank you very much. You're amazing. He's a huge supporter of Art of Records and CLRCASE, and I just wanted to thank him. He's awesome. Matt's awesome.
I think I probably talked to him before. I wanted to show you these though. So look at these. These are like 1970s version of what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean they're frames, so yeah.
But no, like you can.
Oh, okay.
You can stick them
Yeah.
in the top or in the bottom.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's Turntable Lab came out with something like this recently.
Yeah.
And there's actually, I don't know if these are the people that made the patent on them, but there's a patent from the 70s on something like this, and people have just blatantly ripped off their patent. But yeah, so I mean,
I thought these were cool. I've never actually used these, but
yeah, no,
yours is more versatile because
yeah, it's frame free. It's just something completely different.
and
This
you
one's
can
not.
hang them closer together.
Yeah, it's not a frame, and it's there's. It's frame free. It's the vinyl or the cover, and it's easy to open.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that picture. Cracks me up. 1976.
And I don't want to call Turntable Lab thieves, because they probably haven't seen this, but yeah, they do. Someone has a patent on that, and I've seen several variations. Like people have come out with a lot of this stuff.
Patent pending, album frames incorporated. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it shows you how you can set it up, but you can't.
Right. Yeah. See, this is what sort of what we try to avoid was not being able to do a full grid wall. Like if you slid them out, I mean, like in prototype 1, it slid out from the top. It was completely clear, and it, and then we were thinking, okay, or I was thinking, I was like, okay, well, you can't really grid out a wall, that way. You'd have to like sort of stagger them, or so yeah, vinyl nerd stuff.
Do I like Ariel Pink. Do you like Ariel Pink?
Yeah, I think he's local also, right? Zacho Park.
Yeah. Scientist was Jamaican. He released most of his stuff in the 80s, such as Wins the World Cup. My dad saw him live with speakers you could literally sit in. Oh, that sounds cool.
Wow, amazing. Where was that? Where did you see him live at?
Didn't. I mean, he might say. But,
okay.
Ethan wants to know, do you have any new albums to recommend that I haven't made a video on? Yeah. Gosh, I don't even. My brain's so scattered. Like most of it's on my computer. I make notes. I guess I could look on my Amazon wish list, but I mean, I don't have a good way of keeping track of all that stuff. Like it's so hard to keep track of music and whatnot. I find this day and age.
Yeah.
Because there's so much out there.
Yeah. The new Breeders record's good if you guys like the Breeders. I think it's their best since Title TK.
I'll have to check that out. I'll add that to my list here. I want to check out the new Arctic Monkeys. I enjoyed Hop Along. People were suggesting to check out Hop Along. I really want to check out the new Parquet Courts. I don't know how to say that. Have you heard of? I can't even say that name. Have you heard this? Kungabin?
Con todo el mundo.
Yeah, but this is like a.
Oh.
That's the band name. I can't say their name.
Oh.
It's like Vietnamese or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's a really good like chill record. Yeah. That stuff I liked right now. Let's see, there's some more. Oh, that was in Manchester, so this was England.
Okay.
When's the next Awesome Finds? I just did an Awesome Finds. That took like a long time to edit. Do I think Jimi Hendrix had the best sound better with the Experience, or was it better with the Band of Gypsies? I don't know if I'm qualified to answer that.
I think Band of Gypsies, but yeah,
Really?
I like just the lineup was just incredible. I just loved the soulful aspect of it, and Jimi Hendrix used to play with guitar with the Isley Brothers, and he was, that's how he started, and I just liked that it was a full circle kind of band for him. You know, it was like his army buddy and Buddy Miles, and I just thought, I don't know, I that like the Live at the Fillmore East Jimi Hendrix record is Band of Gypsies record is, but in my opinion, his best. It's a live record, but you know, it's incredible. It's like a snapshot, as you know, it's like a sort of like a portal into like what he was doing at the time. You know, my dad had the chance to see him in his last show here in LA. He said it was phenomenal, but of course, you know, things weren't documented as well back then. Yeah. So it's funny though, because like Ian, I think it was Ian from the band Fugazi. They did a study, or he was saying that they did a study of these Jimi Hendrix live recordings, right? I guess some university just compiled this giant archive of Jimi Hendrix live recordings, and they said that there was no two performances in which he played the song exactly the same ever, like in everything that they can find. So it's like every time you saw Jimi Hendrix play, it was like a slight variation of, and I just think that's some part of Jimmy's brilliance, you know? That guy's incredible.
Trying to answer Charles' question. I don't know when I'm going to do the next Awesome Finds. I don't know. I haven't shot it yet. I have records to talk about. I just haven't had time to shoot anything. So Matt just joined a few minutes ago, so I'm not sure if anyone asked, but did you get anything for Record Store Day? I only got one record, used copy of Paula Abdul's Forever Your Girl. Did you get anything for Record Store Day?
No, I didn't. I wanted to. I went to Portasound Records. The records that I wanted literally sold out right before I got. Okay. Like I saw that. Like I wanted to get the what was it? The Wilco live record. I wanted to get the Cheech and Chong picture disc. I wanted to get the Flaming Lips 7-inch with the beer in the inside.
Okay.
And
that's
they,
funny.
I'm asking one of the guys that works there. I forget his name, but really cool guy. He was like, I'm asking him about the other two, about the Cheech and Chong and about the Flaming Lips. He's like, those just sold out. And then I'm like, how about the Jeff Tweedy? And like, I see another person that's working there just literally hand over the Wilco record to live record, and so I didn't get the ones that I was looking for personally.
Isn't that annoying though?
You know, I left there a little, I gotta be honest, I left there a little annoyed. I was like, what is, you know, I mean, I was a little bit annoyed. I mean, because those are sort of, I didn't think those were going to be the more popular Record Store Day releases, you know? I mean, like, you know, Soundgarden put out a record on Record Store Day. I thought that would be a lot more popular. They had a lot of stuff, but yeah, those were the ones that I was most interested in. The Nas record they were out of, I was interested in that. The Nas live performance of Illmatic. They were out of everything that Yeah. The Port of Sound Records in Costa Mesa is a great store, though, so no fault of theirs.
I've never heard of the band Shellac.
Yeah, that's...
Do you know Shellac?
I believe that's Steve Albini's band, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's Steve Albini's...
I trust you.
I think Steve Albini's band, if I'm not mistaken. And, you know, he's the gentleman that recorded the New Breeders record. He did In Utero. He did...
Oh, right on.
I think he did Pinkerton. He's done a lot of the Pixies stuff. He's out of Chicago,
I will do more Pink Floyd, and definitely I will cover Joy Division. Buffalo Springfield, they're cool. When is the next review? Soon, very soon. Do I like 10 Years After? I have some of their stuff, but I don't know. Do I like Slip Kid by The Who? I don't know it. Do you know it?
No, I don't know that record.
Oh, that's cool. I think dash or like column symbol 2 got Night at the Opera thanks to me, and it was amazing. Previous guy corrected lyrics. I'm not sure what that means. Well, that's great. You got that album though. Night at the Opera is a fantastic record. My personal thoughts on the music of Jefferson Airplane and Jefferson Starship. Airplane's better than Starship, but I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of either bands. like Jefferson Starship really gets out there. Jefferson Airplane is like iconic for the time. And there's some great songs. What do you think?
I'm not into either band very much. You know, I'm aware of their music and I've, you know, heard some of their jams, but yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan or anything.
Yeah,
like
yeah. Oh, Charles wanted the quadruple disc audiophile Village People B-sides outtakes compilation that came out on Record Store Day. Not expensive enough. Wait, are you joking, Charles? Because that sounds ridiculous. I can't. Do Village People really have B-sides that haven't been heard or want to be heard? Yeah, you know, I would, but it gets hard to like hear if I turn up the stereo. Unfortunately, sorry, Sawyer.
Stereo sounds great, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Wait. Oh, that's funny. I didn't realize there were wrong lyrics in the gatefold. How funny. So the previous owner had scratched out the wrong lyrics and wrote in the right ones on Night of the Opera. Am I going to review a Steppenwolf album? If there's enough requests for it, but they are not high on my list to do. Have you guys seen any good live shows lately? Yeah, Matt. Adam was just talking about seeing Ya Ya's and
LCD Sound System last night
at the Bowl.
They were great. Yeah.
Hollywood Bowl.
The Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Father John Misty, the Greek. What was it? A month ago? 2 months ago?
Oh yeah.
He did really well. That guy's got a voice of an angel. The voice of an angel. I mean, he just performed. His performance was amazing.
Josh Tillman.
Yeah, Fleet Foxes.
Weirdo.
Great. Yeah, no, he was local at one point. Like he was. I think
he lives around here somewhere.
No, he moved to the south. I heard.
Did he move?
Yeah,
Well,
I used to live over
alright.
in Echo Park, but yeah, or Elysian Park, I should say. Yeah.
Am I gonna? Oh wait, no. I should. Okay. All right, Sawyer. Well, I got your vote. So, if I get enough interest, I brought down this other record. It's so weird.
Have you been in any shows lately, Eric? Or
I went to see a local thing.
okay.
It was like a friend's son in a band.
Oh, okay.
And they're all right. I'm watching them progress. It's kind of cool. They
Nice.
played at the Echo.
Awesome.
But like, I'm old. Like I mean, as soon as I got there, I was just sort of like, because it's hard when you go by yourself
Right.
for one, and then I get there and it's like, I think it was a weeknight, so I was like, I was already kind of like tired, but I don't know. I'm a baby. When I like 10 o'clock hits, I'm ready for bed, man.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Did you catch Interpol over at the?
No,
The
I'm
park?
terrible with
Yeah,
music,
okay.
seeing music live.
Yeah.
I don't. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Like it's hard for me to go out to see a movie.
I see.
Yeah. and
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't like to wait in line. I don't like being, in a. I mean, I don't mind waiting in line. It's just like, I don't know. I'm just a lame. I think I'm lame when it comes to this stuff.
You'd rather be at home listening to records. And
Yeah.
just kind of.
I mean, it's stupid though, because you should go out and appreciate these artists while they're living.
Yeah.
Because, there's.
Especially here in LA, because there's a
Yeah.
lot that come through. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
But, you know.
partly it was because I didn't have a lot of money for a while.
Mhm.
And it's like, that's a luxury. I can't afford that.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Like, there was a time when I first moved to LA, and this was before streaming was a thing, where like I wasn't buying music because I couldn't afford to buy music because it was like, I need that $20. Like, I had to check my bank account before I went to the grocery store to
Yeah.
make sure I didn't go over a certain limit.
For sure. Yeah.
So like, yeah. So I just got in the habit of just making do and like YouTube and trying, because that's the best way you support bands, and I really should do that. I haven't. Have you been to Coachella? Have you ever done that?
Yeah. No, I was lucky enough to go to Coachella. I used to go to a lot of festivals when I was a kid. But
Yeah.
it's just, I mean, there's just they're long, especially at Coachella. But
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to go when the Pixies and Radiohead played.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that was Radiohead's. I mean, anyone that was there that year, Radiohead's
Sure.
performance was unbelievable. And you know, I'm a huge Pixies fan. I love the Pixies. I love.
Yeah.
I used to watch Frank Black and the Catholics play a lot. I saw a lot of
Yeah.
Frank Black's acoustic performances here in LA back in the day, and it was insane. Like I mean, like. I think this was what early 2000s, somewhere around there, mid 2000s that they played Coachella, and I remember seeing Frank Black at the Troubadour like on a Wednesday. I want to say a Wednesday night
wow.
where he played acoustic with just some like it looked like it was like an odd couple type of thing, right?
Yeah.
David Lovering, I believe, opened up. The drummer from the Pixies doing his like he did this magic show type of, or this like sort of scientific magic show. If I don't know if you can
Wow,
find
that
that on
sounds like
YouTube.
fun.
Yeah. But
I'd go to that.
the place was empty, and at first, and I remember being over at the bar, waiting to get trying to get some earplugs,
Oh, yeah.
and Frank comes. He's like literally we're like shoulder to shoulder, and he looks like bummed out. He looks kind of like he's looking at the crowd. He's like, no one, no one's, not many people should. Played an amazing show, right? His acoustic stuff was amazing, and then it was just to be at Coachella like a couple years later. I want to say it was 2-3 years later.
Yeah.
And see them headlining this festival and look out into the crowd. I was
That's
like,
so
it was
cool.
surreal. It was surreal to see how, and it's the same I mean, and that was when Kim Deal's in the band and phenomenal. But yeah. How about you? Have you been in Coachella? Or?
No.
I see.
My wife went one year and saw Prince there,
Oh, okay.
but no, stuff like that just like it does not sound appealing.
Yeah.
Like if I could go as a journalist, I would so go.
Yeah, be in the tent and.
Be in a tent, but just like sitting down and like watching from afar, not
Right.
having to be like in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Like if I could like talk to people. That's the thing I hate is like, not that you're supposed to talk over music, but between bands they play music and it's
Right.
super loud.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes I want to talk, like, oh, that was a great set, but
Yeah.
you can't really do that. It's like hard to do that, and if you have earplugs in, it's like I
Yeah.
don't want to talk to somebody if I have
Yeah.
earplugs in because I just hear it in my head.
Yeah.
I'm annoying, yeah.
I heard
know.
the backstage Coachella experience is much better for like artists and stuff like that.
Oh, I'm
they
sure.
ride
It
around
has
in
to be.
carts. They
It
ride
has
around.
to be.
The water is readily accessible. They have catering and whatnot. But yeah, it's definitely hot out there.
What's your favorite Pixies album? That's a great question. This comes from Oslin.
Oh man, that's just so. I mean,
I
they're
will
just-
do Sex Pistols, by the way.
I can't say what my
No.
favorite Pixies
Okay.
record is. It's just because they're all. I mean, any Pixies fan knows this, but they just the evolution of the band. They're all different, and I love like songs from each record. In a different. They're just so different. I mean, but
Okay.
yeah, I mean,
I'm really not familiar with
It's really
their-
hard to pick. Yeah, it's not like say I think of a band like Nirvana and
Sure.
and In Utero. Like I mean, to me that was their best, clearly their best, my favorite Nirvana
Bleached?
record. No, I like Bleach. I like Bleach.
I'm
but
kidding, I'm
I
kidding.
mean.
No, that's great. That's
yeah,
great.
yeah, but it's like, but with the Pixies, it's different because I think everything they did was just great in its own way. I mean, yeah, and then Frank Black. I mean, in the Catholics, I mean, the stuff he did was, I liked a lot of their stuff too, and just the lap steel and just the different sound. They had this guitar player in Frank Black and the Catholics by the name of Rich that was just a shredder. This guy was
Yeah.
just an amazing guitar player, and I got to see them maybe about half a dozen times. And the Catholics they used to play all over these like random venues. They never played any big shows, but yeah, they were great to catch live.
Oslin says Pixies played in Cardiff in Wales, where I live, and he's sad that he missed it. He says gutted. I hadn't heard that term.
Yeah,
Must be a Welsh term.
Yeah. Well, the Breeders, I think, are doing a tour. The Pixies are not the same without Kim Deal. I mean, I think they have. Who was it? I believe it was. I don't know who's playing with them now. I think is it Kim from the Muffs? It might have been Kim from the Muffs, but they're just not the same. I mean, I was listening to the new Breeders record and comparing it to the most recent Pixies record, and I don't know. I think of the Pixies. I think of before they broke up, Pixies, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I mean, they're not the same without Kim, that's for sure.
Okay.
But I think there's a lot of live footage that you can, check out of like some of their best
Okay.
performances.
Yeah, I should
out
dive
there.
more into them.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Carlos was in LA last November, and he got a chance to visit Permanent Records.
Which
and-
one?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. He said he picked up lots of good albums, but there's like 3 now, isn't there? They took over
Origami. Yeah, and then there's 2 in Highland Park right across the street from each other.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm never out that way.
Yeah, so, but yeah, the guys at Permanent, they're awesome. Yeah, nice guys. A lot of great records in there.
Charles, I don't know where he's coming up with this stuff. I think he's just being funny, but Arcade Fire released a recording of their singer humming in the bath for Record Store Day, which was pressed onto a bottle of ketchup that went out of date in 1993. I have a feeling Charles doesn't like Record Store Day. I don't know. Or he doesn't like the limitedness of some of the releases.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Like, I know that they're doing, like, these exclusive releases, right? But it's like, I mean, say for example, I went to this Porta Sound Records out in Costa Mesa, and it's not like going to Amoeba where people are lining up the night before. And I was, I got there maybe an hour after they opened, something like that. There's maybe 10 people in line ahead of me, and to not be able to get these sort of what I would consider like not the more popular Record Store Day releases. Yeah. I mean, well, the Cheech and Chong obviously was a popular one, but the Flaming Lips and the Wilco, I'm like, you can't get, and they didn't have a copy of the Nas either, so I was like, I'm like,
well, then the thing that bothers me is like you'll see immediately they're for sale.
Yeah, eBay.
It's like, oh, man.
Yeah, the resale market on vinyl is crazy now,
But if you just wait like a month or 2 or a year, it drops down. The prices drop down.
For sure.
And my only worry is it's gonna do what happened to like the baseball card and comic market, where it just floods it with all this limited edition.
Yeah.
And destroys the market.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm concerned about.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that can happen or will happen.
Yeah. I mean, there's like, I mean, I can understand if they're, I don't know. I mean, there's like a limit, like say for example, that Flaming Lips record, it hurts to not have like a beer-filled Flaming Lips record for some reason. I'm like, but yeah, it's a disappointment, especially those of us that have been supporting vinyl for many years, like you're like, I can't get my hands on something, and yeah, no, it's. Do they send you anything for like Record Store? Do any of the Record Store Day labels? They don't send you anything for.
Not
That'd
really.
be cool,
I mean, I tried to reach out to the organization like in 2012, but like I didn't hear anything. I tried to reach out with Amoeba, and they were like real like, nah.
Yeah.
You're welcome to shoot outside the store, and I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, no, I hear you. There's our friends over at Spinbox. They do a portable turntable, DIY turntable company or what have you.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Steven from Spinbox is actually trying to get the licensing for Record Store Day Taiwan. He's from Taiwan.
Okay.
But yeah, so I mean, if he's able to do that, maybe I can put you in touch, and maybe there's some labels that can send you some.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk about it.
Yeah, he's been working on it, so
That'd
I mean,
be great.
when we met a couple weeks ago, he was talking about that. So.
Well, here's a proper question from Charles. What do you think of the Flaming Lips releasing Zarika, the album where it's 4 CDs and you play them all at once, and they released it on vinyl a few years ago?
I mean, outside of DJ, like turntablist DJs, I don't know many people that have a 4 turntable setup where you can play them all at the same time.
I mean, I have 4 turntables.
No, I mean simultaneous. I mean, that would be. I think it's cool.
All you need is a mixing board.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be too. I mean, I could technically do it with that little device right there, that little audio recorder.
Right.
It's got 4 inputs.
Yeah.
You just gotta get the right adapters.
Yeah. That'd be
But man, I don't think they would stay in sync very well.
You don't think so?
I don't.
To get them perfectly timed would be a challenge.
Really hard.
Yeah.
Like it'd be easier with like 4 of the same CD players.
Yeah, It'd be
I mean,
cool.
you could do it. You could do it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like I've never heard them played together, right?
Yeah.
But it would be cool if they did it in a way where they even started slightly, if they started at different times, that you just get a completely different. I mean, I guess that
No.
would
Yeah,
it would be
an
anyway.
interesting experience. Like if you had one, you'd want 4 of the same turntables, brand new
Yeah.
out of the box, with like, and then maybe you could try it.
Yeah. Flaming Lips. They're a great band to see live. If you have a chance to check them out, their live show is it's bananas. It's
Nice.
yeah. Like Wayne comes out in like I don't know if he still does this, but he used to come out in this giant ball that he walks around in, and he walks
Wow.
on top of everyone, and it's amazing.
Did you? Someone asked earlier about what do you think of the snap and crackle of like a used record? Does that bother you?
Not really. I do clean my records.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't mind it much. It's just because
same.
I think if like I grew up listening to records.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't mind it much. I think records. I think vinyl sounds much better. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't. The little crackle, little.
Charles, he's on a roll here. He says, "Did you catch the limited edition 8 and 3/10 of an inch of my neighbors arguing?" Funny guy. Are you in a band, or have you ever played in a band?
Yeah, I played some music in bands when I was a kid,
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't. I don't play in a band or anything like that, Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Which was the better?
How about you, Eric?
Yeah, but I was in a rockabilly duo, played guitar. It was a time and a place.
Yeah.
20s, early 20s. I like this question. Nathaniel asks, what was the better era for the Stones? Brian Jones, Mick Taylor, or Ronnie Wood? Brian Jones left right after, right before Beggar's Banquet. Like, there's some songs he plays on it, but like that to me is the best era. Is Beggar's Banquet, Some Girls, Sticky Fingers,
Right.
and
Like the sort of groovy kind of.
well, that's like, I feel like that's the most well-known Stone sound. Like there was
Yeah.
great stuff before all that.
I love the early
you
Stone
know,
stuff.
Like, so you might like Brian Jones.
Yeah. No, I like they just it's they're different sounds,
Yeah.
So yeah, like the early Stone stuff is like I like some of this. I love a lot of that early Stone stuff,
Yeah, Aftermath was great.
Yeah, they're
Between the Buttons, there's some great songs on there. In Our Heads or whatever.
Yeah.
5x7.
some people think the Stones and the Beatles are like mutually exclusive, right? Like you can't.
I
There's
never heard that.
I had an old buddy that would think that. He was like, "Are you a Beatles person or are you a Stones person?"
I think like
you can't be both, or
well, if you listen to like prior to Revolver, if you listen to like
Right.
that era of Beatles,
yeah.
I prefer the Stones.
Okay.
Because like the Stones were made to be
Yeah.
the counter to the Beatles.
Yeah.
They're a little,
like the
they're-
darker.
They're dirtier,
Yeah.
rougher,
Totally.
lewd.
Yeah.
And if you compare them to that era, you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
But then once the Beatles kind of got out of their mop top roots and got more
Yeah.
experimental and real pop sophisticated, then it's
Yeah.
like, ooh,
Yeah.
it's hard to beat them.
Yeah. They're incredible, and I don't think it's a competition, really. You
No,
know?
I mean they were always
It's not-
friends. It was more between friends.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Or fans. It was
Yeah.
between fans more than it was between the
Right,
Beatles.
yeah.
They just or the Beatles and Stones. They just sort of fed into it. But
Yeah.
the Beatles gave the Stones their first hit.
Yeah, and I can't. I mean, haven't read into it or anything, but I can't picture Lennon really giving a shit. Like he's not.
No.
Doesn't strike me as like this competitive kind of person, So I mean,
Oh, we're still good. What's your out? Like, what do you got going on? It's 3:45 right now. You want to call it after this record?
Sure,
done?
yeah.
It's got a couple more tracks left.
Yeah,
I
okay.
don't want to keep you all day.
No, yeah.
I don't. No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find it. Brian Jonestown Massacres.
I like their music, but the singer of Brian Jonestown Massacre, what's the guy's name? Is a total dick. If anyone, yeah, he's a horrible human being. Anton is the guy's name. Oh yeah, I mean I had an encounter with him over at the Echo or the Echoplex, and the guy is just he's crazy. He's just a vile human being. He was a real dick. Like, and the whole Brian Jonestown, Dandy Warhols, and I liked a lot of that stuff, but I don't know. After that, I was like, and I have a friend that's like obsessed with their music, and they do have some good music, but yeah, no, I mean after having an encounter with the guy, I was like, I'm not a big fan of this guy at all. So yeah.
Do you have a favorite cover song?
Let's see.
Yeah, it's hard.
Favorite cover song.
I mean, I guess it's a cover like the Righteous Brothers. The song from Ghost.
Yeah.
Unchained Melody.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. I think, what is it? Did Otis Redding's Change is Gonna Come? I think it was a Sam Cooke cover originally. Or vice versa, but no, yeah, it was Otis Redding covering Sam Cooke, I believe.
Yeah, sorry. Sawyer's asking about this, if I like this record. This record's not bad.
I love the cover, and it's a good record, but I'm loving this artwork here.
Do you prefer the Doors or Cream?
I love the Doors. Yeah, personally, I love the Doors.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's a good mashup. It's a good match, but I don't know if I'd pick Cream over the Doors. I
had a chance to see the 20th Century Doors with Ian Astbury from The Cult singing.
Oh, cool.
And that was incredible. I mean, Ian Astbury, like, he was channeling like Morrison. He had it was unreal. Like, anyone that saw that incarnation of, I guess, the Doors, they'll probably say the same thing. I mean, he was like an amazing. They were great. Yeah, huge Doors fan.
Oh, sorry.
There's a band here in LA called Wild Child. I don't know if they're still playing, but they used to do the Whiskey a lot, and they were like a Doors cover band. I hear they're pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. I hadn't heard of them. I can't ever say this person's username. It's the vertical symbol plus the 2. It says, my favorite is Johnny Cash's Hurt, closely followed by Redemption Song with Joe Strummer. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Those are both great covers, yeah.
Charles says, I like the Residence's version of Constantinople. I don't know that one.
You know what's crazy is that Rick Rubin produced that record, right? That Johnny Cash.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Rick Rubin is a genius. Have you ever been in around Rick Rubin at all, or spending
in real life?
Yeah. No, he's got a crazy aura to him, and But he's Rick Rubin is a genius. I mean, that's the same. He did the Slayer records. He did the Beastie Boys. He did the Chili Peppers records. He did bands like System of a Down. And he's just done tons of LL Cool J. He founded Def Jam Records, and to do that, and he did all that stuff with Johnny Cash. I think it was under the American label, if I'm not mistaken, that he was doing at the time.
Wow. Yeah, those are. I've always appreciated Rick Rubin, and I've known of him as a name for a very long time. And he seems like a cool guy in interviews, but never been around him. Black Moth Super Rainbow fan?
Haven't heard too much from them.
Yeah, I don't know them at all, Matt. Thank you for the suggestion. I'll check it out. Thoughts on Gordon and Lightfoot? Come on, Craig. I'm not a big Gordon Lightfoot fan, but that's neither here nor there. That doesn't mean I don't like him. I haven't really dived into his stuff too much. The Residents also did Hey Jude Sympathy for the Devil, and it's pretty good. Okay.
Nice.
Charles says he's not sure how he feels about Rick Rubin's approach. The whole lying on a couch, only turning up this sessions every couple of weeks thing. Yeah.
The whole like meditating and doing yoga and lying on a couch or lying in that little nook in his window, and I don't know. You know, I think. Well, he says he tries to give people, you know, space, but I mean, if we just look at the records that he's been a part of, you know, they're magical, most of them. I mean, I can't think of a bad Rick Rubin record. I'm sure there are some, but I can't think of a bad Rick Rubin record. You know.
Have you heard of Nirvana's Idea I Had a Bit Ago? I don't know what that is.
Idea I Had a Bit Ago. No.
We don't know Skinny Shaft.
Yeah, it sounds. What is it? A compilation or is it a?
I don't know. I guess the vinyl has Kurt's face on the label.
Okay, I know there was a lot of Nirvana bootlegs.
Oh yeah, I've heard of Crass. Have you heard of Crass?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What do you use to discover new music? I use you guys. You guys tell me what to check.
I like just going. I mean, there's a lot of social media and the internet. There's a lot of good suggestions, but I just like going to record stores. I mean, I like to go through the bins and just see what, and then or like a lot of times, like say at least in the record stores here around the LA area, like you'll go in and you'll hear something playing.
Oh yeah.
That's incredible, and you're like, what is this? Permanent records in LA they're great that way. I mean, there's a record the record stores in I like to go out to Long Beach, California to a place called Fingerprints Music, but they always have something great playing there, and their staff is they're super well versed in all the just different types of music. And if you're ever in Long Beach, definitely check out Fingerprints. You guys will love them.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, we got about one song left here. Nirvana or Pearl Jam?
For me, it's Nirvana.
Yeah,
I love Pearl Jam as well. Yeah. Eddie Vedder is. Did you guys see he's in all his Eddie Vedder's an interesting human, but I like Nirvana a little bit better in terms of they're both great bands though.
Skinny Shaft was talking about with the lights out vinyl box set
idea
I had. It was a I don't know that, man. I'm not sure what you mean. Do I like Live at Folsom Prison by Johnny Cash? I always get that confused because I own San Quentin. I own that one. I think I own both, but I always get them confused. Do you have a thought on it? It's all right if you don't.
Yeah, no, I don't have a preference one over the other. I think it's cool that he performed he did like sort of a jail,
he did a jail tour.
Yeah.
Do you ever think of recording an album? I recorded one in my previous band, and it was a lot of hard work. It's hard work.
Yeah. Do you guys play in any bands that, are you guys out there making records? Just anything that you can share with us?
In the meantime, ever heard of Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush? I don't know that.
No, I've never heard of them.
What do you think of the current state of music?
I think we're living in a good time in terms of music. Personally, it's just there's a lot of great bands out there. I mean, I don't pay attention much to like pop music or anything like that outside of. But I think there's a lot of artists that are putting out good music, and what I like about this, I mean, people are buying records. People are, there was a point in time where they considered it the vinyl dark ages, where people weren't buying a lot of records, and I don't know. I think it's a good time. I love seeing bands like, say, for example, even an artist like Childish Gambino put out some sort of limited release on vinyl.
Yeah.
It makes me look at the artist in a different light, and then those that aren't putting their records out on vinyl. I mean, I can understand if they're just they're an artist just coming up, and it's expensive to put their stuff out on vinyl. But when the bigger artists don't do it, so you're like, okay, got it.
Charles says okay, I don't know if we're gonna believe them, but hang on. He's got a label of his own, actually. We only release stuff on the internet, though. It's called Polar Opposites. Okay.
Okay.
It would be. Auslin has some songs on SoundCloud. Cool. What's is that under your name? Let us know.
Sweet.
So we're almost done. If you guys haven't already done it yet, check out CLRCASE on Kickstarter. There's a link right in the card up above.
That's spelled CLRCASE, or check us out at artofrecords.com.
And if you have any last minute questions for Adam, now's the time to ask.
Yeah, or you can email me. I think our email is on the website. We have a contact thing, or I'm at Art of Records on Instagram and some places, but
Okay, Charles really does have a label called Polar Opposites.
Awesome.
Okay.
It would be amazing if you to do those releases he's talking about.
Those would be hilarious.
That would be incredible.
Sawyer's got some songs on YouTube, so you have to check out his channel.
Okay, yeah, no, we'll do Sawyer, and thanks for tuning in, I guess.
Yeah, awesome, guys. I'll let it fade out. Well, that is it for today. And thanks for coming by.
Thank you, Eric.
And congrats on the successful Kickstarter. That's a big feat. It's not easy to do, and that's awesome. Can't wait to see these all over town now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
Check it out.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Have a great rest of Sunday, everybody.